I'm welcoming viewers around the world, viewers all over the social media, viewers in Massachusetts. My name is Ronald and I am presenting the show called SBP. SBP is Small Business Promo. The show is bringing to you by the partnership between Mosaic Public Media and MCTV, which is Multicultural Television Network. In this show, we bring business leaders, we bring people from different backgrounds in the business world, and they can, share information with business leaders, especially small minority business leaders in the community. So we are glad today we have with us Mr. IDIZINHO Vaz. Welcome.
Hey, thank you, Ronald. It's a pleasure to finally be with you today and share a little bit about the GBMBA.
Okay, so how about you introduce yourself to the audience of MCTV who are listening to you right now?
Absolutely. So as you said, my name is IDIZINHO. I have been in the community for a while. I am in the financial planning world, but today we're going to be talking mostly about the GBMBA, which is a non-profit organization that I am, proud to be part of. So as I said, my name is IDIZINHO. Came all the way from Guinea-Bissau, all the way from West Africa, very small, but a very beautiful country in West Africa. I've been living in the U.S. for a while now, lived a little bit in Florida, and been living for the last 7 years in Massachusetts. I came to Massachusetts for college. After graduating, I fell in love with Massachusetts, decided to stay, and I've been working, as I said, in the financial services business, but today we're going to be talking more about the organization, the GBMBA organization. It's a non-profit organization that I am a member, as you mentioned.
Okay, and it's obvious, like you left the, let's say, the warm weather and come to Massachusetts.
Correct, I did. And people ask me all the time, especially if they know that I lived in Florida before. And once I tell them, okay, I'm actually from Africa, they say, you crazy? I mean, you're from Africa, you lived in Florida, why did you move to Massachusetts? But again, as I said, I moved mostly for college. Massachusetts, especially Boston, is very well known for having one of the best schools in the world. So that's really was one of the big decisions for me, to move to Massachusetts.
Yeah, definitely. As you are a member of the Greater Brockton Business Association, so what has pushed you to join the organization? And
I am in the financial services industry, and I get into this business really because I want to make impact in the community, right? We talk about minority, all those being left out from the polls, right? When you talk about finance, right? And I think this organization, because of the way the organization is, allows me to connect with other business owners and other leaders in the community, right? And that way I can, multiply my impact instead of doing everything by myself. I truly believe, Ronald, I truly believe that we all can make more impact if we are working together, right? Yep. If we are working as a group, as opposed to each one of us doing their stuff together, independently, which unfortunately has been the case. So I think that if we organize, just like we organize now, we've got more power. Organizing and speaking, with one voice, we've got more power to make really difference, to make a difference in the community, to make a difference in the state, in the country. We have more power doing it together.
Yeah, and the Greater Brockton Minority Business Association, I believe the goals are create a platform for network among, minority business association and connect business leaders with minority business leaders with resources, and also provide training in business aspect to many of the minority organizations. So how long the organization has been around?
So the organization has been around for almost a year now. And that's right, what you said. So the organization was created as a way to connect small business owners, minority-owned small business owners, with the tools they need to really succeed in this very competitive business environment, right? Challenge. And we offer, workshops and seminars specifically designed to help them grow as business owners and as leaders in their community, right? We cover topics, ranging from finance to legal issues, right? We have invited CPAs to not only give us tips on how to save on taxes, but also on how to make sure that we are staying tax compliant, right? We're staying compliant with tax law because we know that's equally important, right? We have invited a business plan expert to help us design business plan. Ronald, you'll be surprised how many small business owners are running business without a business plan, right? And the business plan is very, very important for a couple of reasons, right? First, as far as I'm concerned, almost every single government grants required a business plan in order for them to even consider your application, right?
Yep.
And also, if we need the business loan, most banks really require a business plan in order for them to even consider the application, right? And second, the business plan is very important because it gives us clarity, right? It shows us where we are today and where we're going, right? Let me just give an example real quick now. I know you know Boston very well, but let's just pretend you don't know Boston. If I give you an address in Boston and I give you a GPS, you'll get to the address, right?
Yeah.
Because the GPS will provide you with the map, with the guidance that you need to get to the address, regardless of how complicated the address is. Now, if I give you the same address and I do not give you a GPS, again, providing you don't know Boston, you won't be able to get to the address, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens when we run a business without a business plan. Because a business plan really is just a map that's going to take us from point A, which is where we are today, to point B, which is where we want to be in 5, in 10 years. Now, if we don't have this business plan, we end up guessing our moves, right?
Yeah.
And we become, reactive, which means we react. We take action after the fact, which is not good for a business owner, right? So we think it's very important, and as I say, we have invited experts in this field to talk about, designing a business plan and making sure that our members know to do it so they can adjust it. Because another thing that is very interesting with business plan is change, right? You don't have a business plan forever. Change because the reality is different. Now, real quick, if I could continue, we have invited bankers, right, to give us tips on best practice, right, to get a business loan. Unfortunately, a lot of small business couldn't get PPP loan, right? In part because they were not ready to get the loan. They didn't have the taxes ready. They didn't have the financing order. They didn't have all this information that banks require before even they take consideration of the application. We want to make sure that our members do that, and that they want to make sure they put themselves in place to get those loans when they need it. Because when it comes to business loan, unfortunately, just having good credit is not enough, right?
Yeah.
That's part of the application, but that's not even close to what is required to get a business loan. So we want to make sure our members know that, and they put themselves in a position to get those loans.
As you are in the financial world, and when you're talking about many aspects of financial aspect in the business, for instance, for the PP loan, sometimes what happened with some businesses, they don't understand the importance of reporting, like to their taxes.
Yeah.
And if they are under report the taxes, like let's say, okay, I don't make good money, I make like $20,000, just an example. So how much loan or how much you're gonna be qualified, all of that affect them in terms of financial points of managing small business. So you as a financial advisor, I can call you like that, and what would be some critical aspect like for small business leaders can keep on and look at monitor like?
So that's very important. I think once a person starts running a business, there are some professionals that we have to have, right? It is a must, like a CPA, right? Someone who's going to make sure that our taxes are in order, right? A CPA, a financial advisor, a lawyer. Those are professionals that we have to start seeing that as a business expense, right? again, I cannot give, of course, I cannot give a general advice right now, right? But what I would advise, and we provide this in the organization, actually, this is a good reason to be a member of the organization, because we do seminars talking about these points, right? Knowing how the financial system works, knowing how the financial world works, and knowing how taxes system work, right? And having all these professionals as part of the team. That's how we grow business.
Okay. And all the viewers, you are still listening to SBP, Small Business Promo. And we bring today IDIZINHO with us, and he is a member of the Greater Brockton Business Association. The Greater Brockton Business Association is an organization that's formed to help small businesses, minority businesses, to strive, to get access to resources, to get training needed. And you can connect and create a network among you guys, I mean, minority business leaders that can help you, you know, to move forward with your business goal. So, IDIZINHO, your job as treasurer, you're
Treasurer.
treasurer. Okay. So, how would you, like, when you look at the organization, like the let's say the foundation, the structure, how do you feel like we ready to move forward?
Yeah, so whenever you start a new organization, and this has been this organization has been in place for, as I said, about a year, right? Anytime that we start a new organization, you've got to go through a challenge, right? You know, getting the organization to run is not easy, right? It is a process, but I'm so glad to say that we've passed, you know, 100 members, right?
Good.
So the organization is growing, and it's growing so quick because of what we have to offer, right? Yes, of course, we still have to improve, you know, to improve every day and making sure we actually got, you know, more people to join the organization. As you said, we have a lot to offer. Networking is amazing. The last meeting, if I'm not mistaken, we had close to 80 people in the room, right? And every single one of those people is a business owner, right? Some of them have been in business for, you know, more than 10 years. Some of them are just starting. Some of them are making over $1 million in gross. Some of them are making much, much less than that. But that's so good because it allows us to connect, you know, those that are a little bit less experienced, connect with those that are more experienced, right? And I tell people all the time, you can't put price tag on that. There is no price. We might learn in college, but there is no better learning than the one we actually get when we interact with people that actually have done it, right, and are still doing it. We also, one of that I didn't mention, one of the reason the organization was created really is to advocate for our members, right, making sure that they're getting equal treatment when it comes to government loans, right? Making sure they're getting equal treatment when it comes to government contracts, you know, when it comes to government program, as long as we meet the requirement for such loan and such program and such contract, right? We want to make sure we're getting equal treatment. So that's one of the reasons that the organization exists, right? And that's why we're inviting people, you know, to join us, and so we all can move and continue to grow as professionals, as business owners, and continue to make impact in our communities.
And how would you, like, convince or even let's say that make people interested to join? Like, what would you say to people?
Yeah, so there's so many reasons to join, right? First, as I said, we advocate for our clients, right? Well, clients are our members, right? Making sure they get equal treatment when it comes to all these contracts, because unfortunately, behind the doors, those contracts sometimes don't go to whoever deserves it, right? It goes to, you know, who's got more contact, who's got more connections. So we want to make sure those contracts to go to whoever deserves it. It doesn't matter how many contacts that person has, right? But also, and you know, a minute ago you asked me regarding the taxes, right? The PPP loans, right? We provide that information, right? We educate our clients, making sure they put themselves in a position to get those loans when they need it. And we have fundings. We don't necessarily have fundings, but we have partnership with different organizations, right, to have funding for our members. So those are the staff that they get. by joining the organization. But Ronald, I think one of the biggest things that people get by joining the organization is the connection. You can't buy that.
Network, yeah.
You've been in business, and you know that when you are in business, the more connections you have, the easier your business becomes. It doesn't matter what business you are in, especially if you are in this area, right? So I think the biggest thing that people, our members get, is just being able to connect with different
Networking.
business. I mean, as I said, last meeting we had close to 80 people in the room. Every single one of those people is a business owner.
Yeah.
Where else are you going to find that? Where else are you going to find, and not only a business owner, they are being in the exact same position where if someone is starting today, exact same position you're going to see. And another thing that's so beautiful in this organization is that you see people from pretty much all over, different backgrounds, right? People from Africa. I'm from Africa, right?
Yeah.
You see people from Haiti,
Haiti, yeah.
Brazil. You see people from
Cape Verde.
from Cape Verde. You see people from Dominican Republic. You see people from
Yeah.
all over Iran, and of course, you see people from America, right? So it's very diverse, and you won't find this anywhere else. So those are, I think, the thing that people should join the organization for.
Okay. So all the viewers, you have been listening to SBP, which is, as I said, Small Business Promo. And what is the last word before we close?
Yeah, so I just want to, invite everybody to join the organization, and also to continue grow the organization, right? Because as I said earlier, the best way we can really make impact is uniting, right? Doing everything as united instead of doing, the way we have been doing it. United around one organization and continue to make impact in our community, especially us that, we've been lucky enough to be in the business world, right? We've seen a lot, and I think it is also our responsibility to give back to the community. And there is no better way of giving back to the community than united and fighting for the entire community, because business owners have big power, right? Sometimes we don't realize it, but business owners influence this country a lot, right? The clients that we have, the level of network that we have is big, and we should use it to make our community better and better. And also, I just want to mention that a person doesn't necessarily have to live in Brockton to be a member of the community, the organization, right? In fact, I don't live in Brockton, right? We have members from all over Massachusetts, right? You can live in Fall River, right? In New Bedford, in Bridgewater, in Boston. You can be a member, as long as you own a business, though. That's all, aspire to be a business owner. Those are my last words.
Okay, so it was a pleasure talking to you, IDIZINHO.
Thank you.
And I believe the Greater Brockton Minority Business Association is doing a great job, and we're going to continue with those kind of shows to promote small businesses, connect them with any resources that we can find on our way. M'a dit bonjour, bonsoir à tout le monde qui a écouté nous. Non pas moi, c'est Ronald Bernard. M'a présenté show qui relait SBP, qui c'est Small Business Promo. Et Small Business Promo, les vini, c'est juste pour que nous cap partager information pour tout business leader minority qui attendait nous et dans la communauté, et principalement dans Greater Brockton. Donc, nous avons une organisation qui relait Greater Brockton Minority Business Association, moi c'est une nom bio, et nous qui ça nous fait, nous connecter business leader yo avec l'autre business yo. Ou te ka dans un salon ou un restaurant, nous connecter nous tout ensemble, nous tout apprendre de l'autre. Ça c'est un aspect et ou ka joindre avec business avec organisation. Deuxième aspect, ou joindre aussi et formation dans toute intégralité. intégralité formation qui a un rapport pour faire plan de business. Par exemple, nous dans la saison taxe, c'est nous faire un peu le training sur bagay taxe, comment pour préparer taxe, qui ça pour porter attention, loi fait taxe. C'est juste une façon, selon plan qu'on a gagné puis devant, loi pas approcher institution financière qui a banque ou bien l'autre côté, mais taxe ou ka ajout et taxe ka non plus ajout mais bien fait. Donc comme ça, il y a plus chance pour que ou résoudre et problèmes financiers au cas besoin ou bien au cas besoin accès avec capital. L'autre bagaille que l'association fait, il fait promotion pour business. Donc, promotion pour business comme on fait, des fois, nous venons, faisons une interview à business, des fois, nous faisons des vidéos, ou bien des fois aussi, nous prenons business dans la rencontre nous gagnons, business qui a présenté avec l'autre mobile fait qu'on est, mais sa business gagne, mais qui service li bay. Et entre business yo, ça qui belle là-dedans tout, c'est là que et chaque membre entre eux-mêmes yo créé façon yo ka aider l'autre en termes de discount avec service yo. Parce que les gars par exemple au lieu pour faire on l'autre monde qui pas même lié avec nous quelque part, fait comme là entre nous-mêmes qui membres de l'organisation, hein, nous juste après service d'un côté l'autre membre. Donc comme ça nous fait quelques discounts entre nous-mêmes. Tout ça yo vraiment bon. So n'a demandé tout le monde et pour faire partie de l'organisation qui c'est j'aime dire c'est Greater Brockton Minority Business Association, li localisé dans Brockton, il y a un website li que nous cap visiter website là et puis n'a besoin d'informations nous cap et mob online et comme ça tout nous cap venir dans meeting yo qui toujours fait troisième dimanche dans chaque mois. Il y a un autre aspect et pour ajouter c'est que organisation li connecté et au small moun business leader yo minority yo pour ka joindre accès avec funding qui c'est grant yo ka joindre ça c'est free money je dis dans langue anglaise free money par exemple pour le moment là à travers de organisation que les BRA gagne un grant là qui pour aider small business leader yo bay environ $200,000 donc mais $200,000 les reparti et chaque business ka vient joindre up to $10,000 et ça c'est deuxième round non grant ça parce que tu es premier ça c'est un deuxième ça son bagay moi-même t'ai dit tout le monde c'est et faire application vous comprenez ça là vraiment bon pour business ou n'importe ça est free money j'aime dire c'est pas un bagay pour le remettre c'est uniquement que remplir les conditions les critères et puis là ça on a bien accès avec et grant ça l'autre bagay dans période PPP nous t'ai aidé en pile et business leader ou bien business pour que yo te soit à travers de applications ou bien de gens yo ta doit qualifier nous aider donc tout service ça yo wap joindre yo à travers de l'organisation et peut-être ça m'a dit nous pas arrêter d'ailleurs vini parce que il y a un pile opportunité il y a un pile connexion il y a un pile formation pour aider nous à grandir business et pour business nous arrêter soudé. So all the viewers, it has been a pleasure. My name is Ronald Bernard. I will see you for next.